Welcome back, everybody, to the frankly Cinderella story that has been this episode of Teleglitch. Sorry, I was distracted by looking at all the things that I had there. Okay, we've got a whole bunch of stuff going for us here in the level 7, which frankly I did not actually expect to make it to alive. Alright, we are reaching that point in the game when the 9mm is frankly quickly losing its utility. Alright, first thing we've got down here is one of these gun turrets. I got it, so that's good. If you remember from last level, we successfully defeated the snake. Oh gosh. Here is a new guy. This is a scientist, and these guys are notable because, hey, I dropped a SMG, which is nice because that is basically a fancier 9mm. Comes with 40 rounds of ammo, and normally I would be picking it up and ditching the 9mm, but I'm actually keeping the 9mm around for later plans. Okay, so we beat the first true boss of the game, and that it's a completely unique enemy, and also will completely wreck our stuff. We died twice in that level, which I'm hoping to, frankly, not repeat. But we also learned a little bit along the way. And part of what we learned is about moving slow, taking things easy, and about really making sure that we have space to back up, for one. And the second thing we learned is if we are in truly intense situations, always seek cover and find places to sort of dance around. Not letting enemies have a clear line of sight on you becomes just absolutely paramount in these later levels of the game. Now again, I had honestly expected to have died by this point, and even still, making it all the way through this game on one continue is not something I'm necessarily expecting to do. However, I won't jinx it by talking about my plans for what's going to happen when I die until it actually happens. Okay, so in these later stages of the levels, ooh, nice, another drop. Batteries are great. What I'm really looking for is to get enough. Strange. Oh, I guess you can only upload even numbers into the chamber there. What I'm really looking for is to get enough batteries to give me enough charge on my laser gun by the end of next level to take out the next boss, which is, let me assure you, no mean feat. The way that the levels go in the later times here is, I'm also looking for secrets, is that you'll have one level which is just hard, like this one, and then the level after that will have a boss at the end of it. So there was a boss at the end of, at level 5, but then there was a real boss at the end of level 6. There'll be another one at the end of level 8, and oh, there's a Warwalker. I said those guys start coming at us just standard, and this is where they will do so. Man, that's nice to have. Okay, and I saw a scientist down there too. Possibly a couple. Yep, here he is. And this is me not letting them get any shots off on me. As with all ranged enemies, you really want to avoid them getting the drop on you at all. Also, it very much helps in these later levels to vary the kinds of ammo that you use. And if I could find somebody who is alone, I would... Oh, hey, okay, this is a new one. These are welders, and these kind of have their own thing going here. Welders are sort of unique in that they are melee-only enemies, but they will just absolutely wreck you if you let them get close enough. Drop that. Pick up the taser. I'm only picking up the taser for its battery, because the taser works with that. So actually fighting welders can be kind of good. I'm getting some ammo back for that laser gun, which is just so nice. Okay. Yeah, so welders, again, if you can keep them at a distance, they're absolutely no threat at all. They are all armed basically with tasers. But if they get close to you, I mean, I'm talking like 3 to 4 hits, and you will go from full health to just dead. We haven't looked at one of these in a while, so just to remind us, those are the information grids. If you're playing this through, then those will all have little brackets around them. and so you may be tempted. There's probably some things that I'm not going after because I don't care to get those anymore. Oh, again. Zombie. It's a little blast from the past. If I can avoid it, I'm going to try avoiding that zombie swarm. However, that one looks like it's kind of in a main area, so my guess is that won't be possible to avoid, unless I can snake my way through here. Well, hardware is always welcome, of course. I think probably not. I think I'm going to have to go after it. Okay. I already have a hardware. I don't think I'll need that many more of them. First priority right now would be I would absolutely just love to get back. I would love to get back a teleporter. Okay, my guess is this swarms could be either zombies or those swarm bots even later. Whoa. Oh, shoot. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. Oh, thank goodness for that 2X rifle. Okay, this was sort of our unceremonious welcome to one of the, actually probably the last remaining enemy that we have not seen yet. Welcome to the Squid Bots, ladies and gentlemen. These things are slow-moving. They do open doors. Now, where this guy tracked me from? They have an absolutely enormous range, so they will come at you from halfway across the level. They make that characteristic beeping sound, which was honestly the only thing that saved my bacon there, because they attack you with a laser. Sometimes they do drop a taser, which is nice. But, yeah, they are slow, like I say, and they give a big lead up to when they hit. I mean, their face will shine before they send off anything like that. But man, that laser cuts you down in nothing flat. Okay, so I'm anticipating that this is going to be swarm bots, and indeed, and this is the place where the high velocity bullets really come into their own. Ow. Well, as like all things in this run, could have gone better, could have gone worse. I'm justified in using a med kit, if nothing else, which allows me to carry around the hardware for now. Everything's a trade-off. Okay. Now, I don't have infinite of these high-velocity bullets, and they can even be kind of rare, so if I can get away with it, I like to not use them. See these little indentations here? This is the kind of thing that can be very threatening if you don't happen to have... I shouldn't have gone after this. This was a mistake. Oh well, that's fine. It's the kind of thing that can be very threatening if you don't have that EM detector. Okay, so we've seen a lot of new on this level already. First off is those scientists. They are, to me, even a little slightly less threatening than something like the machine gun zombies that come after you. Those guys with the... I guess they're SMGs instead of miniguns, probably. But they have more health. Here we go. You can test it. Man, that shotgun really just throws them forever. Kind of maybe shouldn't have been using 2 rounds to take out one of these guys. You really see what I mean about shotgun rounds becoming less valuable as the game goes on. I mean, those swarm bots that, you know, it is just completely infeasible to take out a whole swarm of them with the shotgun. If it comes down to it, I might use some more explosives or something like that. That might be a better bet. Okay, yeah, I figured that might be a swarm, and in fact, both those pipes give off swarms. Now, I don't see any compelling reason to go back there, but I really cannot urge people who are playing this game enough. There we go. See, that's what it's all about. Also, I have a ton of minigun ammo, or machine gun ammo, so I really ought to have that out and be using it. I kind of don't like this big open area like this because, I mean, there's these pillars, but it's hard to really trust those for line of sight breakers as you go along. Okay, there's somebody right through the door here. So who do we got? Oh, it's one of you. Probably should have used something armor-piercing on him, but whatever. I do note that making the drum version of the machine gun actually improves its accuracy, so that's yet another reason to do it, besides just having the larger magazine, which you can probably take or leave. Okay, let's see how... Yeah, I'm not sure that that's actually good on these guys. I think the high-velocity ones like that do fire faster, but they do not do as much damage as rifle rounds do. Okay, tasers, as I said, are always welcome, if only for their ammo. Yeah, look at this, I'm running out. I think I'm going to save these high-velocity rounds for the swarm bots if I can. But yeah, I'm getting plenty of ammo for that, for the laser gun mod. And believe you me, yeah, so that would be the, rush attack that these guys have. And there we go. They can, at any time now, be dropping their motors, which you may remember are very useful to have, those war walkers. But yeah, they're not exactly common enemies these days, but they will show up, which is again why I sort of call them the barons of hell of the game, because as you progress farther in Doom, you start to see guys show up like that. However, once you get into Doom 2, most enemies aren't truly unique, except for, I guess, the Icon of Sin, or whoever that guy is at the very end, so... Whoa! Okay. Those look like just regular guards, so I think I'm gonna bring out my 9mm. Well, they're not, but at least they're just red shirts. Any chance I can get to use 9mm ammo at this point, basically, is nice. I guess it doesn't matter which one I have. That's fine, then. I keep thinking this is a secret here, but I guess not. Yeah. Oh, man, did they drop... They dropped a whole bunch here, didn't they? Okay. Any one of these that I can carry. And more machine gun ammo. Yes, please. Okay. And I don't want to deal with this rush. Any enemies that you can get away with not fighting basically give you a real advantage this late in the game. Okay, so yeah, let's see. The new that we've had this level even already. We've had the scientists, who are just tougher red shirts. God, I hate big courtyards like this. They tend to have very good weaponry. I think they can carry lasers. I heard somebody. Yep. Oh, sheesh, a mutant. Man, aren't you just a blast from the past? You also hit me twice, which is, I guess, a bad blast from the past. Hopefully I find some more medkits here before too long. You know what? I think I'm going to go back and try that lower door there, because it looks like this is going to be just a big, long passageway. I like to try to explore as I go along to cut down on the backtracking, if only because who knows what kind of horrible monsters I've missed out on in the course of a level. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be something too. Oh well. Let's see what we got. I would love to find a secret, so I definitely want to keep my eyes peeled for them. My EM detector's not picking up anything. Thankfully, I don't think there are really any monsters that don't get picked up by the EM detector, so that is one nice thing. Oh, hello there. Okay, scientists, that's a bad idea, because I do not think that they actually care about your standard rounds. Okay, now you see the blood appearing below this scientist there, and that was a good symbol that he was down for sure. Thankfully, he had a machine gun instead of, like, a shotgun or something. I think that would have been worse on me if he had had one of those. Okay, there was a crate down here, so I'm glad I came. You might notice that my playstyle has changed a bit, in that in the early levels it almost... Hey, oh, thank goodness, I didn't know I had enough M-chips for a teleport. But first off comes the... yeah, okay, there's a teleport. Armor and a teleport right in one thing. Well, I am happy. Oh, I forgot to say something about the AGL too, man. I got a big backlog of things to talk about with y'all. Okay, so, and a battery. Oh, life is good these days. Alright, let's go over what's new. So we have the Scientist, who is basically just the toughest version of the red shirt, stronger armor, etc. Swarm bots aren't exactly new, but those are zombies that swarm after you, and they have just a real bad kick with that, with the taser that they've got. Welders are those bigger bots. They're basically the tough zombies of the later game. Thought I heard somebody. I did. It was a zombie. Hello, zombie. And this is like the courtyard of memories out here. There's another... for crying out loud. Usually big courtyards like this mean swarming enemies, and you know what? I choose to represent that once was swarming with zombies and mutants, and they've all just been mowed down by the stronger computer-controlled opponents. There is a little bit of fluff. Ooh, I think I see somebody over there. Yep. Oh, jeez. I don't know what I was doing with that. Wasting ammo, I guess. Goodbye. He must have been the reddest of red shirts. Sometimes going to the map, incidentally, can be very nice because it will let you see as far as can reasonably be seen. Oh, hello there, camera.
So she says, I hardly know anything about you. Do you have a girlfriend?
These things are obviously super weak. Even a single 9mm takes them down. But boy, don't let them see you. I actually don't know how far their cone of vision extends. But as soon as you can possibly snipe them. I run into more trouble typically. I heard somebody. Hello, mutant. I run into more trouble typically from electric boots, very nice. I run into more trouble from the gun cameras, but that's also because I don't typically get caught by those guys. Right, who are you? Oh, that's a gun camera. Okay. Well, if I'm this close.
Maybe, I say. You both seem nice. Amy giggles.
Shoot.
That's sweet, says Donna, exhaling smoke and smiling.
There we go.
On your own age.
Yeah, if you get caught out in the open by the laser cameras, then you are in for a bad time. That's a game ender right there, basically. Hey, hey, hey! I see a secret over here. Very nice. What do we got? A stimulant? It's not the greatest thing on two legs, but I'll take it. I seem to remember this. I think maybe they commonly give you a stimulant in here or something like that. Either way, if I can get away with it, I think I'm going to keep this stimulant probably for the next boss. You know, I should be using my revolver now too. This is a Fat John even. Revolver does the equivalent of 2 9mm shells of damage, incidentally. So that is what that does. Okay. Finishing up with the new things we've seen this level. Also, we've seen Squidly. And Squidly, I will be honest with you.
I kill time convincing myself
Right there. Okay.
back to the Middle Ages, ready to amass fascinating personal insights. It's an award-winning history project until a car drives by and ruins the illusion.
Alright. Needed to be better at knife fighting with him. This is one that it doesn't hurt to get too close on. Pop that pack there, and man, I would love to find some more health packs. But we take what we get, I guess. The revolver is kind of underpowered. Ooh, this looks like a secret. And it was, I guess I... Oh, a bunch of canned meat. Yeah, I'll take it. That's fine. Oh well. And the empty cans to go with it. I'll drop this empty can. Looks like 7 all told. Well, that's enough for a plate, so that's nice. And you know what? I think I'm going to keep these other 2 as a nice little bonus at some point, and see if I have enough to make a plate. Drop this. Do I not? I need 1 more to make a plate, I think. How many do I have? Yeah, I have 5 cans right now, so I might as well. I'll lose 6 points. Whatever, I'll just go up to the full 150. Make a plate, get that space back there. I've got another canned meat. Not that that'll, you know, get me out of a huge jam or anything, but it's nice to have. I get my hardware back. And life is good. Yeah, I don't think I need 2 hardware. Okay. Well, that was a fine little thing. It was a nice health bonus when I was kind of wanting one. Okay. What do we have over here? There's a swarm bot. I think 9mm does too much against these guys, and it does not. That took a large number of bullets to even affect him at all. You notice there's a lot of empty spaces around here. Again, I'm telling you, it just makes me nervous. This would make me a lot more nervous, incidentally, if we hadn't been able to find those power legs, because those speed boost is just so handy, especially when it comes to outpacing monsters that are tracking you. And, you know, it's one of those deals where you don't always have to actually be faster than the monster proper. You just have to be able to move faster than it can than its turn radius to get a good drop on it or something like that. Now, that is apparently one thing that the Die More edition of this game changed, was that it used to be for, say, a War Walker, you used to be able to walk in strafe in circles around it even without the power legs, basically faster than it could aim. And so that meant if you were quick on your feet, you could always avoid damage with them, I guess, unless they decided to charge you or something, but then hopefully you could sidestep that as well. You may notice that I'm walking slowly and aiming, and that's just another little survival tactic. The one thing I don't like is it doesn't really reveal the map when you do it, so you do kind of have to go back. Okay, there's somebody coming up at least. With my luck, this is probably going to be like a squid or something. Oh, just one of these guys. Okay. Again, it's nice to be able to do. I'm basically keeping this thing just for those bots, and so it's not bad that I don't have infinity ammo with it. There you go. Okay, nowhere quite yet. The squids are something else that were new in this level, and as I said, they're supposed to be these ultimate end times baddies or something, but if you've been doing your business, if you've been collecting things and not wasting all of your ammo, then by this point you've basically got the resources to deal with them. They take a long time to fire, they have a big lead up, and
I don't even have to ask for a number. She hands
um,
a slip of paper with a cartoon heart that is
and as long as you've got somewhere to maneuver in, if you can hide behind a wall or something, then they... Ooh, this looks like end of level right here, ladies and gentlemen. Ah, very nice. Okay. Well, once again, if we weren't big old dummies who decided to go back through this stuff just for the heck of it, now there's an M chip up here. I'm going to hang on to things. I'm definitely not going to make the auto pistol or the heavy revolver. On reflection, I remembered that the heavy revolver is absolute garbage. It, I believe, is just the revolver, except it causes it to use, like, heavy rifle rounds, which means that you've got another heavy rifle, only it's, like, a little less accurate, I think. Maybe a little faster on the reload or something like that. I've not found it to be worthwhile. I would rather just use all of my revolver rounds. Ooh, is that an enemy over here? No, it's just a light. Okay. One thing you may notice is that, let's see, this uses batteries, this uses rifle bullets, this uses high velocity rounds, machine gun rounds, shotgun rounds, 9mm rounds, revolver rounds, and explosive grenades. All of my weapons use different ammo, and that is definitely on purpose because, as mentioned by me over and over again, this essentially becomes... Oh, thank goodness, I almost triggered that. This essentially becomes a endurance game by the end. Do you have the resources? Have you collected enough stuff to make it through? And really, the way to make the most out of your stuff is by having guns that let you use every kind of ammo you possibly can. You know, if you put everything that you have into one kind of ammo, whatever it is, you're going to run out of drops for it. Now, that has to be balanced against the fact, oh hey, for that reason, finding shotgun shells is always, you know, it's still good for me even this late into the game. That means just it's a little bit longer I can use the Fat John. And what do we got over here? Another tube? Just a tube. Huh. I don't know if I have any particular tubey plans. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, I guess he missed me. That's handy. Okay. Who are you? Oh, you're canned meat. Oh, that's fine. There we go. I probably should have been ducking around him both ways there. Something about those guys always kind of catches me off guard. Alright, well, I've got 20 healing points of canned meat now, so that's nice. And hey, an item box. Oh, another battery, another med kit. Alright, I'm tossing something out to get this med kit. I'm not sure what it's gonna be. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and make RDX 500 with those. And did I not drop the ones I wanted to or something? Yeah, there we go. I'll pick up this med kit is what I'll do. And I'll know that I should use an RDX 500 if there's any enemies around that I can do that on. That's kind of a dangerous game, deciding beforehand what kind of weapon you want to use before you see what's out there. Okay. I would like a... Oh, I can get a plate. Ooh, I can get a plate, and once I take a little bit more armor damage, and another M chip. Man, I'm feeling good about stuff. Okay. Rifle ammo. Yeah, we're getting to the place where it's hard to drop stuff. You know what? I think I'm actually going to go ahead and make another armor, just to take me all the way up to 100. Then I'll take this M chip. I can get 2 M chips. And since I've only got 1 med kit left, I may not... anything in here I want? No, just an RDX 500. Is that the whole level? I think that is. Alright, I think that's level 7. I think that'll take us to level 8. Yeah, so I can... Oh no, there's still that one door over there. Alright, well... I'll remember there's an RDX 500 over here if I really want it. I can make a meat trap. That's fun. Not really worth it, though, I don't think. So yeah, I might be... I've got a fair amount of battery at this point. Again, it's not what I'd like to have. I would like to have much more battery, because if you thought this last boss was heavily armored, I will tell you, you have not seen anything yet. Okay, so I think we covered all the new enemies, and I think, unless I am gravely mistaken, that is in fact every new enemy that the game has. I think we have seen all the basic enemies, so all that are left to experience are their various combinations, and B, the final 2 bosses, of course. And, of course, the one place I don't explore. And oh, a magnet! Okay, this is a special day when we get a magnet. Let's see, what can I build? And I can immediately build a railgun with it. Oh man, this is a tough call, ladies and gentlemen. Because I don't think I'd see. The railgun is an absolutely excellent weapon, and I forget what it uses. And so I think I'm going to hang on to the magnet for here. If the railgun uses battery, which I think it might, then I think I might be better served having the laser gun and something else that I'm going to try to build later. But if it doesn't, then I'm going to go ahead and construct it. It's another one of those endgame weapons. So in fact, I think I'm going to pause here real quick and actually go look up what ammo it uses. Be right back. Hello everybody, and welcome back. I went out and checked, and 2 pieces of bad news. First off, it turns out that the railgun does in fact use the battery, and so I think I'm going to go ahead and save this magnet for something else. And the second piece of bad news is, apparently, being that I am a big old dummy, I accidentally exploded myself with a MGX 500, which would have just murdered me, except that I had armor and life. So that's the kind of mistake you might argue I can't really afford this late in the game, but you know what? We have sailed by the skin of our teeth so far anyway, so I say whatever. I can at least recoup my loss of that RDX 500 by running back and picking up the other one that I had, and through judicious use of the 2 canned foods from before. I'm back up to 88 as opposed to 68. It's a really boneheaded move, and you better believe I'm just shaking my head at what a fool I am. But you know what? That's the kind of thing that you have to deal with when you Let's Play. It sure is. Okay. Yeah, so I'm back up to full muster on the RDX 500s. So the one thing I haven't used in a while, and which I probably should be using more of, is the adhesive grenade launcher. This guy I had only been using on swarms. However, I hear that they are also excellent for those armored guards. For a few reasons. First off, because having a adhesive grenade attached to one of those guards apparently stops them from using their weapon on you, which is really the whole deal with them, or at least delays them for a while. And second, because apparently just one of the things will kill them. So that is something I'm going to definitely have to try more of. Alright, so let's see, let's go down here. I have carrying this magnet around with me, and the magnet is in fact the rarest item in the entire game. So I could make a teleporter right now, but bizarrely enough, I think I'm going to hold off on that until I can get to the next level and see if I've got what I want or not. So it's either the central reactor cooling sector or the military hardware, the military software sector. And because we did level 8B, or because we did we chose the B level last time, I think we are actually going to go to the military software sector, and that's where I'm going to pick you guys up next time on Let's Play Teleglitch.